last night, just before I went to bed, I had actually gone to bed earlier than normal because I wanted to actually get the right amount of sleep, because I've been in the habit of getting the wrong amount of sleep, meaning less than 7 hours. And I've heard, meaning in the past I've read a Reddit post on Reddit that said this dude said that his dad was like the healthiest guy of all time, always ate healthy food, exercised, and whatever. The one thing that he didn't do was sleep, and then he ended up dying really early, in his early 60s or something. So I don't want that to happen to me. So I went to sleep early to try and make it easier for myself. I recorded an episode of this podcast earlier than normal, because usually I record them at around midnight because I procrastinate in front of the microphone for so long. No, but this time I went to bed early. But as I was going to sleep, I felt kind of a weird feeling in my throat. And I wondered, was that a sore throat? And I was like, nah, couldn't be a sore throat. I'm probably just imagining things. I probably just used too hoarse of a voice for a few minutes or something. That's probably what it is. Well, I wake up the next morning and lo and behold, it was a sore throat. My throat hurts a lot. It hurts so much that it feels awful just to swallow. And so I'm like, oh. And it's a day that I have to go to work. I have to work for 9 hours. So I go back to sleep for a little bit because I actually woke up a little bit earlier for a little bit of time, like an hour, because I have an extra hour that I can sleep before I have to really get up. And surprisingly, it actually makes me feel better. It makes me feel a lot better, like my throat feels much more healed. I feel like I can actually swallow things, but it's still painful. And so I went to work and I spent the day with a sore throat and other signs of a cold. I think in front of a customer, as I was signing his receipt, snot was dribbling down my nose. Like it suddenly came. Like I stood up and then snot suddenly came dribbling down my nose and into my mouth. I'm really hoping that customer didn't see that, because that's very unprofessional. But what are you supposed to do when that's happening? I mean, I suppose I could say, I think I have a cold, sorry, or something. But I don't know if you're supposed to, I don't even know if you're supposed to have a cold when you're at work. I don't know if you're supposed to do that. So I just said nothing and just hoped that he didn't see the snot dribbling down from my nose and into my mouth. Dribbling down from my nose that by the time 5 seconds had passed, it had already reached my mouth. That's not usually the speed at which snot goes down your nose. But that was the speed at which snot went down my nose when I was signing that receipt for that customer. So that's what happened today. I was sick, and I still feel sick. It's nighttime right now. It's 10:42, and I still feel sick. But I'm going to have to go work tomorrow, and I'm going to have to work 9 hours again. But I think it'll be fine, because luckily I'm not doing any kind of physical work. I'm just sitting down in front of a desk answering phone calls, and I don't even have to talk loudly into the phone, because I can just higher the volume so I can talk softly, so it doesn't matter. But it's just a little bit aggravating. It's a little bit aggravating to have to deal with sickness as you're working. It makes everything a little bit less okay, right? It also makes me a little bit less tolerant of things happening. Normally, I don't get mad if I receive a call when I'm in the middle of something. Normally, I can just let that go, take the call, go on with what I was doing. But I found myself getting really mad whenever I got a call. It was really, really weird. I guess when you're sick, or when I'm sick anyways, I feel like I have the right to be happy or to feel comfortable, because I'm sick. If you're sick, that means that you have more rights than if you're healthy. It's a weird thing that I have going on in my mind. So that's what I did today, and that's the only thing that I can think of to talk about. But whoa, lo and behold, it's lasted at least 5 minutes. That's pretty good for just talking about being sick. Maybe I should try and be more candid and honest, even more, on this glorious Kokino Podcast. Well, we'll see if that happens. I don't know if it's going to happen. But this is the end of this one, folks. I hope you all have a good life and a good time, and I hope you're not sick like I am. 'Cause it's not fun to be sick. See you guys next time.